Alrighty, so here we go. We got the new character in, Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, formerly Magneto's daughter, or, due to another retcon, she is Magneto's daughter again. But, so we have this new character that has came in today. There has been a lot of high contentions on what her best gear is. What does she do? What is she's probably going to be best at? Now, I want to first start off by talking point of, is she OP, right? Because when we had another character that came out, Magic is her name. Yes, Magic was one of the first new character we got. Yes, it was Magic. So the question was she OP? Because when Magic first came out, we looked at her abilities. We seen her animations. We seen the way that she played. And she kind of felt OP. But if you really dug deep into what her skills look like and how practical they were, you can tell that she wasn't going to be OP. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I can probably put somewhere in the video, but I did make a video talking about how she wasn't OP when everybody was saying that she was OP at that time. So I think I'm going to try to hit this nail on the head as accurate as possible. Is Scarlet Witch OP? No, I don't think Scarlet Witch is going to be far from OP. I think the best way that I can label her is she's going to be a very high utility champ that might hit like a wet noodle. A lot of her skills aren't very good at scaling. As you guys can see, I'll have like Hex on this one, and it is level 5, and it's only at 805. Unfortunately, like 805 damage, and this is, you might as well say this is her highest damaging skill. So the fact that it is that low when it's at basically that's at 11, that's basically at 11, and it's at 805. So, and then on top of that, she doesn't have anything that scales that attack. Kind of how, like, let's say you play with Storm and she has a shock multiplier, you play with Star-Lord and it's a fire multiplier. She doesn't have none of that to increase the damage upon that. So this is kind of like her baseline damage, like whatever this is, that's just what it is. No multipliers besides out of total damage, super villain damage, PvP increases, stuff like that. So I think that her damage is not going to be as well as some people think. I do want to hype in when I say she does have a lot of utility. A lot of her skills are damage over time, but unfortunately, I don't even think the damage over time is really all that, useful if you want to take that route. So as you can see here, a lot of her stuff is like punishing, right? It's kind of counterintuitive. She hits you with it, you might not take damage or you might not feel it, but then let's say you get to one of her skills that says consume a dodge, use a dodge, certain amount of damage might come back. For an example, let's see if I can get rid of this unable dodge. Deal damage equal to attack when cursed target uses a dodge skill, kind of like that. So she's kind of like, she's not going to burst you down. Well, I get to that because there is a way to burst down with her, but it's going to come at a cost of some things. But the safest way you might want to play her, especially in PvP, is you might want to go with more of her utility skills. In all honesty, that's what I can say. However, there is a burst rotation that she does have that I myself use in PvP that I think that a lot of people should probably take notes of. But you have to understand that these rotation here is not the best when it comes to surviving, because you're going to want to sacrifice your shield for this single target damage right here. And then this skill right here, it kind of just teleports. I don't know, it feels like an iframe in all honesty, but I can't really tell you, but it's a good skill, something that you can use. A lot of her skills a lot of her skills have good tracking. I will say that. Even her biggest, the one where you throw cars, even this has good tracking. And you wouldn't think it would have good tracking, especially when you're like, quote unquote, slowly throwing out the cars, and it's kind of like the highest guard, but it has very good tracking. So that is a very strong thing about her. The only negatives that I'm saying right now is I'm just not seeing the damage output. Now, maybe if you roll up the max damage rate, who knows what you can get out of it. But as for now, I'm not seeing the damage that I would like to be seeing out of her. So, and I think that they really did a good job balancing that. As in, okay, we're going to make her high on utility, but we're not going to make her damage really OP. Which, again, that does make sense. And I did like what they did with her specs. Not even her specs, her enhanced potentials. Again, this is going to allow you to cap on other good things. And this is where it comes in when I think about how free-to-play friendly is a character. Can they cap stats easily? As far as Scarlet Witch goes, I think she kind of has a free-to-play friendly motion to her. As far as building goes, I think she might be the 4th easiest character to build for free-to-play friendly. I still think that 1 and 2 is probably going to be Magic and Iron Man, and I still think that 3 is Black Widow, because even though she still relies on some RNG here and there, Black Widow just propels you so high as a free-to-play. So I might go and say easy. I think Scarlet Witch on that end is fantastic for free-to-play players. She boosts the things that you're going to need, and a lot of these things like cooldown, that's very hard to come by. So the fact that they have cooldown twice on here, that's already a 7% cooldown just for maxing out those two. So that's a-okay in my books. Now let me show you guys the skills that what I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's probably might be her best. Now, of course, I think that she does have other skills. Like, let's put on, I think it's a car and Dark Domain, right? Let's see if I have it up here. Oh no, that's her Chaos class. No, so she has a Witchcraft class. That's more of her utility things. That is going to definitely be, I think that's going to be better in PvP, but I don't think it's going to be by much. But however, I think that Hex is going to like just blow that out the water in PvE. So my thought process is if I or you, whoever, if you go with the Hex class, you're gonna basically get the best of both worlds, right? You're gonna be very, very good in PvE with it, and then on top of that, you're probably gonna be like just a sliver of worse than whatever the Witchcraft class is. And I say that because the way her utility works out, it's just basically buffing the damage. And I have seen these numbers, and I was kind of like disappointed with it. Like, for an example, right? So this skill right here, yes, you have the Witchcraft, it goes up, right? And I mean, that's cool. That's a cool and all, utility. But the thing is you want this. This is supposed to be the invincible, right? That's the main reason people are using this, to be invincible. Well, that invincible is going to be there regardless if you have Witchcraft or not, right? I'm not lying. So again, the Witchcraft, it's what I'm trying to say is it's good for things as far as utility, but like I'm not seeing it really, unless if like you're using, maybe if you use this minion in there, but like, are people even like summoning minions? Like, it's not. It's very, very, like, even with this one right here, right? So let's say people use this and they become invisible for the 1 second. The main draw to this is vanishing and invisible. Well, you're gonna have the same startup time and same cooldown time regardless if you have Witchcraft or Hex, because the main thing that the Witchcraft is even going to boost is the damage, but it's not doing that much damage. So why would you care to even do that as a Witchcraft? And then on top of that, you have, I think this is going to be very PvP essential as far as like Dr.Strange's his single target damage, or Storm's Weather Witch, kind of like the bread and butter of the damage that you're going to need. Which is why I always say, hey man, you probably should do Hex because you're going to need the damage for her truly. However, if you don't want to go the route of using this as damage, you have the shields here. And the good thing about this is because the main thing you're looking for in this skill is what? The shield, right? Well, if you have Hex, this is buffing that. This is buffing the percentage of that. These are kind of things I'm talking about here. And look at the damage. It's 768 on the barrier. 768 on the barrier, and this one is 805%. Look, man. That's what all I'm saying is Hex, bro. Hex is the way to go. Hex is the way to go. I'm gonna have a more longer breakdown on that, but all in all, the character, solid character. I think she's gonna be a good addition. I don't think that she's broken, and I don't think that she's gonna take over because her damage just does not look good enough to even do that. Like, honestly, she looks like she might not even survive 3 spin blade cycles. Like, as soon as the Iron Man is probably done with that, they're probably dead. Maybe the survivability to keep her alive, but I'm highly doubting that she's going to be able to take out maybe some Iron Mans out there. I can see her struggling mightily against the bubble build. Maybe if you can like hit somebody and turn down their cooldown. Oh, that's another skill. She has a skill in here where it increases your character's skill cooldown on it if you hit them with it. Let me see. That one's not it. That one. This one might be it right here. This one damage equal. Okay, so this one is a silence. But here's the thing. Another thing is she has 2 skills that do silence, right? But the silence still does the same amount of time regardless of witchcraft or chaos or Hex. So it's just I don't know, but that's my recommendation. My recommendation is go Hex. So Xandar or Hydra, Steampunk. Those are my 3 recommendations. But again, you can always go witchcraft. I'm not knocking against it. Another thing is due to the way that her base kit's set up. You're probably gonna want red cores on her for crit rate, because I have noticed that trying to get crit rate on her is it's gonna be a toughie. I have not started her specs yet. Once I'm able to like delve deep down and more into her specs, I'm gonna actually have like a build video for her, featuring someone else who also is using a witchcraft. So hopefully that doesn't fall through. But alright, man, this is my character review on her. I think she's a solid character. I don't think she's gonna be anything OP, to be honest. I think that she's just gonna be a fun character to play. Hopefully she doesn't fall to the wayside like Magic did. But if she does, I wouldn't be surprised, because the lack of damage she has is kind of jarring in my opinion. So, all right, everybody, your boy is out of here. I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day.